Picture this. A man sits at his kitchen table. It's 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. His wife is asleep. His kids are asleep. The house is silent except for the hum of the refrigerator and the clicking of his laptop keys. On his screen, a half-built website. A logo he designed himself at 2 a.m. last week. A business plan that's more hope than strategy. A bank account that says he has no business starting a business. Nobody knows he's doing this. Not his coworkers. Not his friends. Not his family beyond these walls. Because the moment he tells someone, he knows exactly what they'll say. That's risky. In this economy. What about your benefits? You've got kids, man, be realistic. What do you know about running a business? So he says nothing. He builds in silence. Night after night after night. No audience. No encouragement. No investors. No mentors. No blueprint. Just a man, a laptop, and a stubborn belief that he was made for more than trading his hours for someone else's dream. That man might be you right now. And if it is, I need you to know something. You are not crazy. You are early. The hardest part of entrepreneurship isn't the work. It is the silence. Nobody claps when you register goals. Nobody cheers when you make your first sale of motivational. Nobody posts about you when you're coding at midnight or writing copy at 4 p.m. or cold emailing 200 people and getting 198 rejections. The world celebrates results. Nobody celebrates the process. And the process is where you live for months, sometimes years, before anyone notices. That silence is where most men quit. Not because they ran out of ideas. Not because the market said no, because the people around them said nothing. And somehow, silence from the people you love hurts more than rejection from strangers. Your girl doesn't understand why you are always on your laptop. Your boys think you are wasting time. Your parents wish you'd just get a good job with benefits. And every single day, you are fighting two battles, the battle to build the business, and the battle to believe in yourself when nobody else does. The Japanese call this Kigyōka Seishin, entrepreneurial spirit. But in Japan, this phrase carries weight. It's spoken with the same reverence as Bushido. Because the Japanese understand that the founder, the person who creates something from nothing, is a warrior of a different kind. His battlefield is the marketplace. His sword is his product. His armor is his discipline. And like the samurai, the entrepreneur walks a path that most people can't understand and won't respect until they see the results. So if you're in that silent season right now, building with no applause, grinding with no guarantee you're not failing, you are founding. There is a difference. Now let me tell you why right now, this exact moment in history, is the greatest time to be alive if you want to build something. A has leveled the playing field in ways that would have been science fiction 5 years ago. A solo founder in Oriatas Otsta X can do what a 20% team did in 2020. You can build a website in an afternoon. Generate marketing copy in minutes. Create graphics without a designer. Automate customer service. Analyze data without a data scientist. Build apps without a full engineering team. The tools exist. Right now. Most of them free or nearly free. So the excuse of I don't have the resources is dead. Buried. Gone. The man building alone at his kitchen table with a laptop and tools has more firepower than a startup with seed funding had 10 years ago. But here is the flip side. And this is the part that should terrify you if you are not building. If A gives one man the power of 20, then the men who learn to use A are going to build empires. And the men who don't are going to work for those empires. There's no middle ground anymore. You are either building with A or you are being replaced by someone who is. Every month you wait, the gap widens. Every month you spend consuming instead of creating, someone else is using these tools to build the business you've been dreaming about. Someone less talented than you. Less experienced than you. Less qualified than you. But more willing to start. The playing field is level. But it won't stay level forever. The early movers, the ones building right now, they're going to have market share, brand recognition, customer bases, and revenue streams locked down before the rest of the world catches up. You don't need permission. You don't need a degree. You don't need investors. You need a laptop, an internet connection, tools, and the discipline to show up every single night. That's it. That's the barrier to entry in 2026. And if you cannot clear that bar, you don't have a resource problem. You have a courage problem. Now I know what's happening in your head right now. Because it happens in every aspiring entrepreneur's head. Who am I to start a business? I've never done this before. I don't have an MBA. I don't know about marketing. I don't know about sales. I don't know about finance. I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to fail. Everyone's going to watch me fail. Stop. In Zen Buddhism, there's a concept called Shoshin, beginner's mind. It's the idea that approaching something as a beginner, with zero assumptions, zero ego, zero pretense of expertise, is actually the most powerful position you can be in. The expert thinks he knows the answer. The beginner asks better questions. The expert follows the established playbook. The beginner invents a new one because he doesn't know the old one exists. The expert is limited by what he's been taught. The beginner is limited by nothing because he hasn't been taught anything yet. Some of the biggest companies in history were started by beginners. People who had no business being in that industry. Who didn't know the rules. Who were too naive to know what was impossible. And because they didn't know it was impossible, they did it. Your inexperience isn't your weakness. It's your edge. You see angles that insiders miss. You ask questions that experts stopped asking years ago. You are willing to try things that established players would never risk because they have too much to lose. You have nothing to lose. And that makes you dangerous. Shoshin. Empty your cup. Start as a beginner. Learn fast. Adapt faster. Build fastest. And here is something that every aspiring entrepreneur needs to hear, and almost nobody talks about. Your business will never outgrow your body. If you're running on 4 hours of sleep, eating garbage, never training, living off caffeine and adrenaline, your business is built on a crumbling foundation. Your decisions get worse. Your energy crashes by 2 p.m. Your creativity dries up. Your patience with customers, employees, partners, family, it evaporates. The gym isn't separate from your business. The gym is your business advantage. The entrepreneur who trains at 5 a.m. has more mental clarity at 9 a.m. than the one who rolled out of bed at 8:30. The founder who lifts heavy 3 times a week handles stress better than the one running on cortisol and coffee. The builder who takes care of his body can sustain 80-hour weeks without breaking. The one who doesn't will burn out in 3 months. This is the Shinen, the way of the merchant. In Edo period Japan, the great merchant houses didn't just train their heirs in commerce. They trained them in discipline, health, relationships, and character. Because they understood that the business is only as strong as the men running it. If your body is weak, your business will be weak. If your discipline is inconsistent, your revenue will be inconsistent. If your mind is foggy, your strategy will be foggy. The gym clears the fog. The gym builds the stamina. The gym creates the mental toughness that entrepreneurship demands. You want to build an empire? Start by building the body that can sustain one. Let me leave you with this. Most businesses fail. That's the statistic. That's the reality. And I'm not going to insult you by pretending otherwise. But here is what that statistic doesn't tell you. Most businesses fail because the founder quits. Not because the idea was bad. Not because the market didn't exist. Not because the product was wrong. Because the man behind it gave up when the results didn't come fast enough. When the cash ran out. When his friends got promotions while he was still broke. When his girl started asking questions he didn't have answers to. The businesses that succeed, they're usually run by men who simply refused to stop. Who adapted. Who pivoted. Who failed at version 1 and launched version 2. Who lost everything and started over. Who heard no 1,000 times and kept asking. That's not talent. That's not luck. That's discipline. The same discipline you build in the gym, the same discipline you build at 5am, the same discipline that every script in this series has been about. You don't need to be the smartest man in the room. You need to be the last man standing. Build your empire. In the dark. In the silence. Before anyone believes in you. Because by the time they believe in you, you will be so far ahead it won't matter. Kigyōka Seishin. The entrepreneurial spirit. The kitchen table is your dojo. The laptop is your sword. The silence is your training ground. Build.